Nije bilo ja pričam dalje o našoj pivci. Mile možda lagano na putu vječnog lovišta. Ja se zovem Maja Sever i ja sam novinarka Hrvatske radiotelevizije od 1990. godine, kada je bio rat u Hrvatskoj i u Bosni i Hercegovini. Za HRT sam izvještavala sa brojnih ratnih terena.
My name is Natalia. My surname is Sekerchuk. I used to live in Kiev, but now I live in Lviv. I am a journalist. I am an observer in news agency Glavcom.
Would you prefer working a normal job?
Mi 30 godina nakon rata najbolje znamo koliko je rat odvratan. Moji prijatelji leže gore na Mirogoju bez veze. Zašto? Zbog čega? Zbog čega su poginuli? Zbog nekakvih političkih prepucavanja. Biti u ratu je odvratno. I što si stariji, to vidiš koliko je to. Mislim, u početku stvarno si lud i misliš da ti se ništa ne može dogoditi, da te ne može pogoditi metak i da te ne može grnuti granata. A može se sve to dogoditi, sve se to događalo. I mojim prijateljima, i mojim poznanicima, i ljudima pokraj mene. I sad, da li ja imam neke posljedice? Pa ne znam ti reći.
I used to write politician articles, on some medical topics, some social topics, maybe economy. But after the war started, I started to write either political articles or the life stories of people who migrated somewhere, who relocated, who suffered from war. That's very personal stories.
What are the qualities of a good war reporter?
Journalist is a journalist and always a journalist. And there is no difference between journalist and a war reporter. We have to be professional, we have to be objective, and we have to report about the truth.
The truth is sometimes, well, looking from 30 years, what was 30 years ago, maybe now I will be a little bit more different than that.
When I went with the fighters on the front line, they said to me, just wear something which is similar to the soldiers, because when they see that you are civilian and that you are the press, they will shoot at you, and that's it.
Our colleagues near the border in Sumy region don't use this press because it's very dangerous.
So everybody are going to shelter and we are going to the street.
I know that I just must do it. I can't say that I like it, no. It's really very painful because each story comes really close to my heart. There are some articles, I remember that I wrote them and I was crying. But anyway, that's my job and I have to do it. And it's hard to impress the audience from other countries by photos, for example. They see, yes, they are awful, they're cruel, they're bloody, but they see them from day to day, from week to week. They stop understanding what does it mean for us.
I went to the cemetery in which were many Ukrainian flags, which is the sign that there are so many people just buried like months ago, and so many people still missing. And I saw on that graveyard one family, like one old lady, one younger, and one kid. They were at the grave of his father, brother, and son.
That was in the middle of a summer night. We heard the alarm. And in Telegram channels, we read that that is a missile attack, rocket attack. And a little bit later, I have read that the rockets are in Lviv. I told my husband and my son to go to the bathroom with me. We went there, and when we were in the bathroom, we heard the sound of one rocket, which was above our home, above the building where we lived, and we heard the sound of the broken glass. After that, my husband went into the room and he said that the window is broken. But I was still watching in Telegram, and I saw that there are 2 more rockets in Lviv. And then, I don't know, I prayed, and there was one moment when I understood that we must go to the shelter. And just in a minute, there was And just in a minute, there was a rocket strike to our building, and our floor and the 3rd floor was absolutely destroyed. You feel that you are in some nightmare and you can't wake up. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, but
We're really sorry we didn't for making you cry, and we promise there's like 3 more questions that are not so emotional.
Okay, I'm sorry, I just can't forget it.
You mentioned something about turning off your emotion, and that is my next question actually. Have you developed any kind of defense mechanism while reporting on war?
When I found myself in a country without a war, I realized how bad everything's going at home.
Yeah. But I fully agree with you that some kind of protection mechanism is to pretend that you live normal life.
Početak rata u Ukrajini i live rat na TikToku je bilo nešto strašnije što sam ja ikad u životu vidjela.
Блять.
Taj ulazak u rovove i u tenkove i u pogibije i u eksplozije uživo ili u snimkama na društvenoj mreži iz ruku tih mladića koji su kao topovsko meso poslali na prvu liniju fronte je za mene bio nešto veći šok od najrealnijih filmova ultra hollywoodske produkcije.
You know, in each country you can find Schindler. You know the movie Schindler List? In each country some Schindlers exist. I will try to explain the situation I mentioned in the hospital, where some soldiers came from the war, and I met a man who was lying on the bed. I didn't see his legs, his arms. He didn't have legs and arms. And I talked to him. I asked him. It was stupid to ask him, "How do you feel?" I mean, he was almost torso, you know. But I was surprised when the guy from the hospital came and he said, "Well, you know, we will beat all the Serbs. Fuck them, you know. We will kill them all." But the guy who was lying on the bed, who didn't have legs and arms, he told, "Well, don't do that. Don't do that. The hate doesn't produce nothing good." After the war, when I saw what some Croatian soldiers did to the Serbs, civilians in Croatia, I don't think that all the Serbs are safe.
All Russians are the same.
I think that the person who has a Russian passport can't be nice.
Why?
Because, of course, we can't choose the place to be born. We can't choose our parents, but we can choose our passports.
Okay, so you think that the decision of denazification of Ukraine, which was made by one man and his supporters, of course, in Kremlin, is the thought of some plain Russian boy in the border with Ukraine.
If you asked me the same question in the first month of the war, I would agree with you, absolutely. But when I read in publics, in Telegram or Facebook and so on, the reaction of Russian civilians to the death of Ukrainian children, I think all of them are guilty. Those who are not in Russia now, and they don't have Russian passports now. If they do, so they agree.
Kad čujem građansko novinarstvo, mi krene ovako jedno oko titrati. Ja smatram da i vi i ja smo se školovali, vi se još uvijek školujete, a ja se cijeli život pokušavam dodatno educirati i pratiti razvoj što tehnologija, što medija, što novinarstva, kako bi profesionalno, u skladu sa našim normama, izvještavala onako pošteno i profesionalno naše građane.
Well, war reporters are very special people. Indeed, they are very high self-motivated, and they can tell you things that no one else can do. There are some things that you can learn only from them. It's not about some statistics and some numbers. It's about the mood of the soldiers. It's about their thoughts. It's about the atmosphere that can be retranslated only by videos, by photos, or by official sources. That's something between the information and the feeling.
Jednostavno, ljudi moraju znati istinu. Kada bi ugasili svjetlo i kada bi ukinuli ratne reportere i ljude koji riskiraju svoj život kako bi izvijestili o događanjima na ratnim terenima, onda bi se zaista moglo događati još puno gorih stvari. Morate znati da kroz povijest su neke fotografije, jedna fotografija je znala promijeniti tijek povijesti, pregovora, političkih dogovora. Od Vijetnama do vjerojatno i ovih ratova u kojima mi živimo. I ko bi prenio tu fotografiju ili tu snimku da nema ratnih reportera?